what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia, the response or the non-response from the church or church leaders per se, or the slothfulness of the president to even speak out. Now, before I start this, first of all, when you talk about racism, and when you bring up bigotry, and when you talk about things that people don't want to talk about, first of all, people label you as a troublemaker. All right, you're a troublemaker, and I want to say to all of us in here, I mean, all of us, I think we don't have no Caucasian folk in here tonight, but all of us black, right? And all of us experience racism probably every day. I know I experience it every day. There's not a day that I, especially on my job, there's not a day that I don't experience racism in one form or another. To the point of, and I think some people don't recognize what racism is. You know, I go see a patient and they say, "Oh, I've never seen a black chaplain." I mean, just like that, like that's okay. And I say, well, today's your lucky day. You're seeing one for the first time before you go meet Jesus. That's what I normally say. We laugh, because I do work at the hospital. So I'm just saying. I mean, so I joke like that and we talk like that. But what I want to say is the misnomer of what Christianity is and what it is not is an inclusive. Some people think because we have different ethnicities at our ministry that we are diverse and we're not culturally biased. But that's not true. Just because you're sitting in church by somebody that's not your skin color doesn't mean that your church is diverse. Because if you sit in the church and people that look like you don't represent the leadership of the church or the decision makers of the church, then you don't have a voice. Hello? Y'all hear? Yeah, you don't have a voice. So there are specific issues that we have to speak to, and I think some people are afraid, and I think what's going on in our country is shocking I think it's shocking white people. It's shocking white people because they never would have thought in a million years that the president will be reacting how he is reacting. He making excuses about why it took him so long. He had to gather all the facts. So you say stuff all the time that ain't facts. You know, so you ain't gathering no facts. So you tell somebody else that. But so I said all that to say this, and I'm setting something up. We're gonna get to the scripture, and I'm gonna show you some things, and we'll go. But I think it's important that we have a conversation about this because there are too many people that don't want to talk about it. There are too many people that's trying to shade what's going on, and it's trying to tell you as African American that you just need to love everybody. That's all you need to do. You need to love everybody. We've been loving everybody. And so the church don't want to have a conversation about what's real. What's real is going on. White supremacy does exist. The KKK does exist. Racism does exist. And don't get me wrong, all white people are not prejudiced. All right? I'm not saying that. That's not my aim. That's not my focus tonight. But I'm trying to tell you is just because you're sitting by them or you're worshiping with them, that does not mean that you're diverse. As Dr. E. Lewis Smith said in his commentary, is that basically what you're doing, you pimping our folk. Because if you're not speaking to the issues that are facing you as skin color, then you pimping. All right? And then I wouldn't sit in the church where the leadership didn't represent me. Then represent my issues, then represent my struggle. You see what I'm saying? So, let me get to this. So, I'll just ask anybody. I was going to ask Nick, but I'll just ask anybody. So, if you were looking for a church, and don't name this church, all right? If you were looking for a church in this city, besides this church, I don't want you to say churches in our fellowship, cornerstones in our fellowship. Take cornerstone out the mix. Besides, if you were looking for a church in this city, or pastor or somewhere that you can be spiritually nurtured. Just quickly tell me some churches that you think have a person that's leading the congregation that you think is relevant for the time. Just name some folks or some churches or some places or some names or some pastors.
Well, my pastor.
Okay. All right. All right. Great voice. Great man. All right.
My mom goes to view, I think it's Pastor Long.
Yeah. No.
Okay, I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. You know your mom with her. Good church. Good men. Anybody else? There's all two churches y'all go to? It's not a right or wrong answer. I'm making a point.
I think Jeffrey Cameron.
Yeah, Jeff Cameron does good there. All right. Yeah, St. Peter. Yeah, he A.M.E. Zion. He he's designed there right now. But he may not be there. Yeah. All right, that's good. Yeah, Jeff Cameron, that's a good place. Holly Spring. Which one? There's two of them.
One down in
You just talking about your mama church. Cooking! Stop! I swear! Oh my God. Stop. Alright, everybody. Y'all tripping, man. In other church, just name a church that if you were looking for a church, that you would feel comfortable going to this church and sit up under this teacher. Anybody else? That's all the churches y'all got? I'm just saying. Yeah, you're right. All right. So what we said? All right. So we said, y'all said, he said Holly Springs. Somebody said Beulah. Somebody said St. Peter. Somebody said Impact Nation. Well, that was 4 churches, right? All right. Huh? Anybody else? Yeah, I was going to say, y'all never say something about my pastor, but I don't know if you like it. But yeah, Pine Grove, what up? New Zion? Huh? Somebody said Plum Grove? Yeah, that's a good church. Yeah, Tasha, that's no problem. We've been on the phone most of the day today. All right? Anybody else? Okay, so we got 7 churches that if you weren't here to church, one of our fellowship churches, that there are 7 churches that you guys just named that you think that are relevant leaders and preachers for this time. Now, the question that I want to ask now, we just named 7 churches, these churches. All right, we got St. Peter, that's Pastor Jeff Campbell, Reverend Dr. Jeff Campbell. My namesake. He spelled his different. He is Jeffrey. I'm Jeff Owen. All right. That's a difference. That's a difference. R-E-Y and E-R-Y. Look it up in the dictionary. Oh, that's Dr. Jeff Campbell. Shout out to Dr. Jeff Campbell at St. Peter. And we got Pastor Dave Gay at Beulah. It's on the west side. We got Impact Nation. Bishop Ezra Smith. Great voice. We have Holly Spring. Who was in Holly Spring?
Reverend Clayton May.
Yeah, Clayton May back in town. Shout out to Clayton May. Good to have you back. Who else y'all said? I said Pine Grove.
Pine Grove.
All right, shout out Pastor Lewis. They celebrated 25 years a few weeks ago. Who else?
Gardner. Tashawn.
Pastor Tashawn Gardner. Shout out to Pastor Tashawn Gardner. Plum Grove. Foster Fair Road. Great name. All right. Your last one? New Zion. Pastor Greg. Pastor Greg. What Greg name is?
More.
Greg Morris. All right. So you just named 7 churches that somebody in this setting said that they are relevant men. That you think that they are relevant men that give good word, whatever reason you want. Now, question is, out of all those 7 churches, you just said that they are relevant men of God. speak to the signs of the time. Out of those 7 churches, why white people ain't there? You just said they were relevant men. Why are there no white people? Come on.
Because they're black.
Huh?
Because they're black.
Because they're black churches.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you in the spirit tonight. Because they're black churches. Come on, Nicholas. Why no white folks? Y'all just named 7 churches that y'all said were relevant, that were good churches, that were good Bible believing, Bible teaching churches. Then why do they not have Caucasian members?
And then you don't find too many white people trying to go to the black church. You don't find that. You find blacks trying to go to white church. You don't find white trying to go to black church.
Right.
What you say, Mo? We having a conversation. See, y'all gotta see. Stop. Let me say this. If you scared to say what you need to say tonight, don't talk. Because hold on. I'm finna let you talk. Because we're having a real conversation about what's going on. And the only way, here's the thing that we got to learn as African Americans. We have to learn how to sit in a room with people that don't believe like you believe, or don't see it your way, and you be able to hear in an intelligent way and say, okay, the reason that I'm asking you this is because I had a conversation with a white brother today. All right? And so you telling me, excuse me, you telling me that your church is diverse and you the diversity guru. But the white folk ain't running to you. You white, but black folk running to you. So you can't be that much of a leader if you can't even pull your own people. See the thing, them 7 churches that y'all named, Pastor Morris, Bishop Smith, Pastor Gardner, Pastor Cameron, Pastor May, Pastor Gay, and Pastor Lewis, those men are leading people that look like them. So you're a leadership guru, but you can't even lead the same culture you are to the gospel that you preach. You ever thought about that? He said, these men that we just talked about in these churches across this city, they're replicable men. But Deke said, because people that don't look like us are not trying to come to our churches, why are we going there? That's a real question. And I'm going to tell you why. Can I tell you the answer? I'm going to tell you why. The answer is, basically, in a nutshell, we don't want to be accountable. Huh? Oh, yes.
And so, just because it's theirs, or because they're older, doesn't mean that we are not as good or better than what they are.
Exactly.
Not offer better.
But here's the thing. Exactly.
Right.
But let's be honest. If you go over there, that don't belong to you.
No.
But what we got, it belongs to us. And the people that's calling the shots behind the scene, you can go up to them. Nicholas right there, that's the chairman of the board. Deacon Pruitt right there, that's the chairman of the deacon ministry. Cookie back there. Felicia back there, that's our clerk. All of these people are reachable, they're touchable. You want to know something, you can ask them, you know them. The pastor is right here. But we will go somewhere else that we won't have to have accountability. And we'll go and say, oh, I go here. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something. What's going on in many churches, it's sad to say. is that ain't no worship going on. A production is going on.
Oh, Jesus.
You want to go to church where lights and smoke coming out? Go to the amphitheater.
I know.
Go to the amphitheater. You want lights and smoke? You want to go to a concert? When I go to a concert, I want to see the lights jumping with the music. Yeah, I want that. Not at church. Because when the lights jumping, I might have something in my hand. I'm just saying, y'all look. So, back to what I said. So you have a pastor that say, I'm diverse. Look at me. I'm white and I got black members. But you aren't leading your own people. At least black ministers have their own folk.
Mm-hmm.
What charity start at?
Home.
And do what?
Spread the ball.
Okay, so if your minister is not in tune to what you're going through culturally, how is he going to know how to speak to those times? All those 7 men, all those 7 churches that you name, they deal with the same stuff that you deal with. The same stuff. They got to tell their children, they got to tell their nephews, their nieces, or whoever they is, the African American men in their family that are 15 and above, that's getting ready to drive. They got to go over a policy and procedure of what not to do when the police stop them. Somebody white don't have to do that. I'm going somewhere. Verse 7 says, be not see God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. Saints, we can't sow discord and expect to reap something different. The KKK, they was in the street with torches in Charlottesville, Virginia. What that? They was in the street with torches. Cause they ain't got to hide no more. They ain't got to hide no more. Because the person that's leaving them, here's the thing. If you use my name into something that I don't agree with, when I see you, I'm going to say, hey, bro, what you said about the white people, don't use my name. Don't do that, because I ain't prejudiced. I'm pro-black, but I ain't prejudiced. Don't use my name. What's wrong with saying that? Did the president say that? No. The president said both sides. How is both sides and one side was walking down the street unarmed, peacefully? Be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. The question tonight is, well, before I say that, verse 8. Mm-hmm. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. Now, what that's basically saying is, the person who plants selfishness, ignoring the needs of others and ignoring God, and the harvest of the crop of weed, all he had to show for his life is weeds, basically. But the one who plants and responds to God, let God's Spirit do the work, do the growth in him, harvest a crop of real life and eternal life. The whole thing is, what has to happen is, we have to hold our white evangelical Christians accountable. Amen. We got to hold them accountable. And we got to quit saying, oh, we got to quit taking this on me that all we got to do is love them. No, hold them accountable, because they went to the polls, 85% of them. Mm-hmm. Even though they didn't agree with this man, the same thing that they stand for, we conservative, we believe in family, we believe in values, but you voted for a man that's been married 3 times and ain't none of his wives dead. The very people that if you get a divorce in their church, you can't do nothing else. If you're a deacon and you get a divorce in a white evangelical church, they believe that you husband or one wife, one time, that's it. I work with somebody right now that can't pastor a church because he's been divorced. We have to have a real conversation that we don't want to have. We want to hide behind this religious talk. We want to hide behind this religious lingo. And the only way that it's going to be dealt with is that we have to hit it head on. We have Christian people that's prejudiced. They're using the name of God and they're prejudiced. Every stupid thing this man say, they uphold him and he's dead wrong. You know he's wrong as a doornail. You know he's wrong. One preacher out there, I forgot, he said to my God and this, what did he say? He gonna deal with somebody. Somebody God gonna fight the battle. Oh, okay, you can mess with China if you want to. What the man is, Trey Kong, what the name is? Kim. You mess with Korea if you want to. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. And so people have used, because here's the thing. I mean, one thing about black folks, when we Christians, we Christians, we sold out, and we gotta listen. We know God is love. We know all that. But the whole thing is, we gotta sit down and we gotta have a serious conversation. I was watching Cornel West. A lot of people don't like Cornel West because, watch this, and it's gonna hurt some of y'all feelings, especially y'all that's watching online, and especially y'all that's in here. It's gonna hurt some of y'all feelings that Cornel West was probably the only person, along with him and Tavis Smiley, that really dealt with what Barack Obama didn't do. Every other president had to deal with race but the black man. Every other president had to deal with race but Barack Obama. Now, I'm going to ask you something. What did black folk get out of his presidency? What we got? What we got? What the gays get? Oh, okay, I'm coming. What did we get? Come on, bro.
I was going to say, literally hope, because it was the first thing ever. But I think you pointed out the agenda that was forced on him.
Exactly. What we did, watch what we did. And black people, we missed it. And that's why you got to be proud of who you are. This is what we did. We made him denounce his pastor. The very man that introduced him to Chicago. They didn't know who the hell Barack Hussein Obama was. It's because of Jeremiah Wright that he won the U.S. Senate seat. He lost the first time because they didn't know who he was. He went to Trinity, and Jeremiah Wright took him around with him. But we made him denounce the very man that nurtured, baptized his children, that did his wedding because he said something against America. And we got a fool that's saying everything that we want. Ain't nobody denouncing him. Oh, I'm coming down the road. Y'all ain't ready for me tonight. Y'all ain't ready for me tonight. We made this man basically break up with his pastor. He had to stand on stage. You can tell he didn't want to do it. He was forced to do it. I can tell his body language. He didn't want to do it. And for those of you that don't know, since then, Jeremiah Wright has retired and he's had a stroke. He's wheelchair bound. He went downhill after his heart, but he understood that the president had to do that. All right, but we made him do it. But so back to Christianity. So when we're Christians, we're sold out to it. We're sold out to the Word of God. But watch what happens when politics invades religion. Watch this. He says, number 9, and let us not get weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Now, I don't know about y'all. That sound good, but it don't feel good. It sound good. And be not weary in well doing. We trying to do well, God. We trying to love everybody. But when the KKK just show you who they are, some folk, but I gotta give some of these companies credit. Them tokens that they sold on them pictures, lost their job. They got rich. I'm talking about cut them. I said, yeah. Because guess what? African Americans are the most consumers in the United States. They don't want us to close our pocketbook, because if we close our pocketbook, the economy gonna crash. Oh, we spend money now. We don't keep nothing, but we start spending. Oh, we gon' spend. We going to the mall. We buying. Oh, we gonna be sorry. That's what we do. I mean, so they know that. So I commend these companies that did that. But when you're going through, he says, let us not be weary and well doing, for we'll in due season we'll reap if we right now. Now, man, as hard as it is, and I know it's hard for y'all, and it's extra hard for me. As hard as it is for us to keep doing well, we got to keep doing well. I wasn't the only one, I found out today, that speak to folks that don't look like us, or they don't speak back.
All the time.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one. I wasn't shocked to find that out, though, but I would thought in the profession that I work in, everybody would be kind of understanding. But you walk in the elevator, and you say good morning, nobody say that. Or you ride up the elevator, you know, maybe your mind they didn't hear you. Then you turn around and say, have a good afternoon or have a good day, and nobody says that. But they Christians.
Yep.
I done been in some elevators with some folk that had collars on that didn't speak. So don't you fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. And I, like I say, people go where they want to go. But if the leadership or the people that's pushing the buttons or running the show don't look like me, we dealing with enough of that on our job. You at least come to a church where you know your folk running some. Your folk need to run some. They ain't running the company, but at least they can run the church. Good God Almighty. I'm just saying. So be not weary or well doing, for you'll reap if you faint not. Now, what we got going on there, and watch what happens. See, So he said, oh, y'all taking down Robert E. Lee. First of all, let me tell you a story. Carol and I moved to Montgomery in 2005. My godparents stayed in Prattville. I've been going to Prattville for God knows when. Oh my God, I used to get mad sometimes. They go to Prattville at 2 o'clock in the morning. All right? So I've been going to Prattville long years, probably since I was about 10 or 11, even before I could drive. All right? So we moved to Montgomery and noticed that in the city of Montgomery and Prattville, they call Martin Luther King Day Lee King.
Yep.
I said, who is Mick Coretta didn't marry nobody else. Who is Lee? Why it gotta be Lee King? Why he just can't have a day by himself? Not later found out that down there, they do Robert E. Lee and King Day on the same day. Now the sad commentary is, before I got down there, I mean, I don't know if they said it, but you know, when I found out, I raised about $1,000 worth of hell. I done went to council meeting, I was cut up so bad, it was just a shame. It was a shame I was a preacher when I left out there. I cut up so bad, but guess what? Guess what happened? Now in Prattville, I don't know what they did in Montgomery, because I ain't go to Montgomery, because I was pastoring in Prattville. In Prattville, they changed. I told them it was a sad indictment. I said, you were spitting on the grave of my granddad. To honor Robert E. Lee, he wasn't that good about Robert. Y'all ever did research on that? Wasn't that good about that? So now we got America. What they doing now? Okay, they taking down the statues and all that kind of stuff. Watch what your state did. Now they can't give the teachers no raise. They can't take the affordable health care money. But they hurried up and passed, we're going to protect all the monuments. Yeah. But y'all still want to love them. They showing you every day what they think about you. You ain't that. So we want to protect all, but I like what William Bell said. What William Bell doing in Montgomery. He the mayor, he done covered it up. And he done got a lawyer out of Washington. Tuscaloosa. wonder that? Anybody ever pondered that? Anybody ever pondered that? Like, why is Hope still just Hope? Why it's not annexed into Tuscaloosa? You ever wonder that? You know why it's not? It's too many black folks. Because if you annex that into Tuscaloosa, it can change the whole chemistry of an election. So strategically things are going on. And Paul is telling us we still gotta don't get weird in well doing. When the due season are coming. When is it coming? That's what I want to know, because we want to leave this world in better shape than we found it. We don't want our children to still be dealing with racism in 2050. We don't want them to deal with that. We're dealing with it now in 2017. But they're going to continue to deal with it if we don't talk about it. And if we don't do anything about it. All right? Any comments? Any comments? All right, verse 10. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto those them who are of the household of faith. So basically saying, every time we get a chance, let us work for the benefit of all. But starting with the people closest to us in our community of faith. Starting with the people closest to us in our community of faith. Now, we can't get weary and well done, for we'll reap if we faint not. And I do see that it's going to happen. Then he says, do good unto all men. These days, what is doing good? Because when you do good, sometimes your good, people look at it as being evil. So what is doing good? What is it? That's not a rhetorical question. Somebody scared sent me an email talking about, man, be careful, man. You know, you got a job. Yes, sir, you need to check my resume. You can look me up on your computer, www.cutter.com. You don't know nothing about me. I'm a router. I know I'm a router. I'm a liberal, man. Oh, hey, it is what it is. And here's what we do. We listen to talking points. We let people like yesterday. Less than 17% of the population, a total registered voters went to vote yesterday. Now, what we don't understand is basically, watch this, those of you that are watching, the Republicans have handed us the seat. They handed it because they got two people that some of them like, and some of them like Strain. They showed you last night. So we got one person. All we got to do is get our arrested tails up and cast a vote. And we can turn that red seat blue. But as long as you listen to all the Democrats care about is gay rights. See, that's the con. All they care about is gay rights. No, that's not all we care about. We care about all rights. We don't think anybody should be mistreated. That's how you. But if you listen to them. So my thing is, I was kind of telling last night. He was like, man, Jeff, we got, this is what we got to do. I said, now let me tell you. I said, now we can do this. I said, we can do this all over the state. I said, but now, y'all white people got to understand. Sometimes y'all too aggressive. Y'all got to hold back. Let us go out. I said, you got to take somebody that they are accustomed to seeing. So you got to do good. He says you got to do good unto how many men? Now, it's hard to do good to folks that don't do good to you now. I don't care how deep you are, how spiritual you are. Do good to all men. I mean, I heard a brother say today, man, Trump the best thing that ever happened to us. He said Trump the best thing that ever happened to us. And guess what? He ain't white either.
What?
He ain't black.
He black.
He black.
Was he on something? Sure.
He said he the best thing.
So wrong with
He
it.
didn't have the face.
Then you crazy. So we got to do good. I mean, even in that situation, I ain't even respond. I just act like he ain't say it. Because I wanted to pop him in the mouth. Yeah, but that's what he said. My president, Trump is the best thing that happened. He's the best thing that happened to the church. He got folks praying more than they ever had in their life. He good for that. Folks need blood. So you got to do good unto all men. All right. And then he says, especially unto those who are of the household of faith. Now, I want to unpack that and help you understand that. That's basically just saying, it ain't saying the preachers. You know, some folk interpret that as, that means the preachers. Nah, it just says the one closest to us in the community of faith. That means that we should make sure that we take care of one another. And we see out one another. All right? Now, I'm almost done. I like how he start bringing home in verse 11. He said, "You see how large a letter I have written unto you with my own hand, as far as many as desire to make a fair show in the flesh, they constrain you to be circumcised, only lest they should suffer persecution for the cross of Christ." Let me unpack that a little bit. Basically, he says, basically these people are attempting to force ways on you that have only one motive. There are some people that's trying to force things on you that their only motive is to get you to do something out of character. That's their only motive. I found out, you know, even those people that don't speak, they'll slip up and speak one thing. And after you speak, you can't take it back. You know, you speak, say good morning, they say good morning, then they realize they can talk to you. Too late. Too late, sir. You already did. All right. Verse 13, for neither they themselves who are circumcised keep the law, but desire to have you circumcised that they may glory in your flesh. So basically Paul says, listen, all they talk about is the law, they don't even keep the law. People want to talk about one party, and there's more corruption. It's corruption in both parties. Let's get over it. What they really want, and I'm just going to tell you what their desire is, that we just go to a one-party America. That these set of people run America. But that ain't going to work. Because we all don't see. The whole thing is, it opened my eyes. At the Southern Baptist Convention, a resolution was put on the floor to denounce racism. And the pastors, do y'all hear me? At the convention, at the Southern Baptist Convention, the pastors cut the book. Y'all need to read. It's online. They cut up. They cut up so bad that they had to close the session down and they had to restart. And guess who was the one cutting up? It wasn't the preachers in the north. It was the Southern Baptist preachers in the South. This is what they came back with the resolution. They said, we're just not going to denounce slavery or racism. We're going to denounce everything. That was a compromise. This same denomination, watch this, recently just had a black national president. That was Southern Baptist. This same denomination at that same meeting voted in African American to be over their pastors' conference. But they argued about a resolution. Y'all don't see what's going on? I keep on telling you, just because they're Christians don't mean it. They use this Bible to solidify what they're doing. All right? So Paul says, hey man, listen, they don't keep the law, they want you to keep the law, but they ain't even keeping it. And basically, that's it. That's the limit. All right. So verse 14, he says, but God forbid that I should glory saved in the Christ of our Lord Jesus Christ, by whom the world is crucified unto me, and I unto the world. And verse 14 and 15 really go together, and 16 too. For in Christ Jesus neither circumcision availeth anything nor uncircumcision, but a new creature. And the only way that things are going to change is that the heart of people have to change. I keep on telling people will show you better than they can tell you. You know, we live in the social media age. I just had a meeting with one of our members, and she, you know, basically saying, you know, everything I do for my kids, I don't put up on Facebook. I don't put up, I pay Alabama Power Company. I don't put up, I pay Allegasco. I don't put up, I went to the gas station and got, I mean, she's like, I think this social media, we done went social media crazy. We can't even have be in church for on social media. Some of y'all look at y'all, all of y'all ain't taking notes. I can tell when folks taking notes. 80% of what's going on is text. You know, we grew up in the church, you couldn't even have a pencil. Those folks walk by the y'all new school church, y'all let anything go. I'm gonna give me some WWF Ursula though. WWF Ursula. All right. You gotta be a new creature. He says you gotta be a new creature. The only way you're gonna be a new creature is that God gotta change your heart. And so here's the thing. I told you, and I'm done. Thank y'all.